Thursday. It's Tomato Awesome Sauce Thursday. Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren, otherwise known as Mrs. Tomato Head, and I come to you each week on Thursday at this very time to talk tomatoes with you. This is a live show, although it is recorded if for those of you that aren't able to watch live. And each week I talk about around 15-ish. I think I've got 16 or 17 today. I used to say 10-ish, and then it started increasing a bit. And I think, yeah, today's 16 or 17. And I'm always just like, I can stop here, but I'm kind of obsessed with this one this week too. And if I talk about this one, I need to talk about that one. So it increases every week. But I'm glad to be here and spending the next couple of hours with you. Yes, you heard that right. Hours. Usually around 2 hours is my show. Sometimes a little less, but that's around what it is. And why would we want to sit around and talk tomatoes for 2 hours? Because we love it, because we're enthusiasts. We come together. So I saw somebody in the comments say that, it's a nice escape from reality once a week. Although I say once a week. I've been doing my Grow List 2026 reveal on Wednesdays. So not only you getting 2 hours today, but if you been watching my Grow List series, yesterday I completed episode 3, then you are getting me twice, 2 days in a row. But in another couple months or so, it will be garden tours instead of me showing you my grow list. I think next week might be my last grow list video. I've done 6 episodes the 2 previous years, but I also condensed it. I think I was only talking about 20 varieties each time, and I've been putting in 30 each time. And then I just have so many varieties I'm talking about where I don't have photos to share. Things I don't want to talk about, can't really talk about, that I can't really reveal yet. There's quite a few of those things. So we'll see. But I think next week may be the final week. We will have to see. But welcome. My YouTube channel has gotten quite big over the past few weeks. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. We are a interactive broadcast. If you're watching live, I try to get as many comments on the screen as possible, but I can't always. So please don't be offended if I miss you. But I do want to say hi to some of our friends. We do have giveaways at the end of these Thursday episodes. So in order to win their seed prizes, you can put in, ooh, where's my little thingy? There we go. Hashtag tomato in the comments. And you only need to do it once, and we've got some gifts. Teresa Begin is donating for us again today, and Gosia Kalika is giving away today. I think her first time giving away. Thank you both. And then I've got a prize, actually 2 prizes to give away. So type in hashtag tomato, and at the end of the episode, I will give our little giveaway tool a spin, and we'll give away a couple prizes. What else? Lots to talk about. Where do I begin? All right, let me just go down the list of my things here. First of all, I co-run a group with Jen Joy and Kina Tonarud, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. It's one-stop shopping, not really shopping. We don't sell anything, but we do swap for the tomato lover. We are educational. We are fun. We are zero drama, and I mean that, zero drama. You wouldn't believe how much drama there is in the tomato world. I kid you not. It's insane. It's ridiculous. I want no part of it. Neither does Kina, nor does Jen. So we work together beautifully. Anybody who's kind of toxic and takes the fun, sucks the fun out of tomatoes, not for me. Sorry, not for me. So please join us at Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Also, what else do we have? Let's see. I'll start here. So tomorrow, my co-admin, along with Kina, but my co-admin and co-host of Tomato Talk Live, which is once a month at the first Friday of every month, usually, Jen Joy, who's got a wonderful YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you don't already, although I'm sure you must. If you're subscribing to me, you subscribe to Jen. Her new show starts tomorrow. It's going to be every other Friday. Jen Joy's Gardening Grow List. It will be at this time. It's going to be following a very similar format where she'll be coming live, but it will be recorded. She'll be showing slides and going through things. So it'll be fun. And then, we can all come to you and if, ooh, what's on my face? Dirt. I keep getting dirt on my face. You wouldn't believe I haven't really been out much today. I tried to get out. The weather's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which is warm. I'm all decked out in my overalls and stuff, and I don't know why I thought I could be so ambitious and think that I could actually get outside on a show day, because I really these shows take a lot of work that I love. Don't get me wrong, I love Thursdays. But I'm going to see if I can get out if it's still light out, maybe for a little bit. I'd like to up pot some peppers. But this is the big weekend that Rob and I are starting the first stage of our tomatoes. I've got some dwarfs started. I've got the varieties I got out of the National Grin, which is the United States Seed Bank. Those started because they were older seeds, and I thought I'd have issues with them germinating. They didn't, thankfully. And then a couple other things I had germinated early. But the rest of it, we do our sowing in successions over the next couple weeks, and Rob and I start that tomorrow. But I digress. Tomorrow, tune into Jen's show, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It will be on her YouTube channel, which is Jen Joy. And I can't wait to be with you all. It's fun kind of escaping for a couple hours, and I look forward to I'll be behind the scenes to help out if she needs it, but I don't think she needs it. It's her first show. She's looking forward to it. She's been wanting to do something like this for a while. So we celebrate you, Jen. I'm not sure if you're here or not, but looking forward to celebrating that with you tomorrow. And next Friday, Tomato Talk Live, April 3rd, Friday, April 3rd, we have our friend Angwe Ias. He's an American breeder of tomatoes and all around wonderful guy and great resource on breeding and genetics and all kinds of wonderful things tomatoes. So make sure you tune in to Jen and I. Lots going on. I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute. And finally, we have our third annual plant swap not just tomatoes, but TLC plant swap on Friday, May 8th in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We have a lot of people coming this year. And it's a great place for us to meet each other, and bring any extra plants we may have, seedlings. I know I have a lot because I don't just start one seed in the pot. I start at least two, sometimes more. And then just in case they don't germinate, and then I've got lots of extras to give away. People have been asking what kind of plants they can bring. You can bring whatever you want, honestly. It will be mainly tomatoes. If you want to bring peppers, bring peppers. I will be bringing basil cuttings from my African blue basil that I love so much, where there are no seeds for. It's purely by cuttings and propagating. So I bring cuttings for that every year. So come, mark your calendars, Friday, May 8th. We will also be doing our tomato fest and tomato tasting August 28th at the same place in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So it is not just for members of Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. It's open to anybody who loves tomatoes and wants to meet up. We're a really wonderful tomato community. So hope you can join us. All right, let us see who's here. I feel I'm exhausted just from talking so much. Hey, Sherman's first. Hey, Sherman. Hello, Lauren, fellow tomato heads. It is a glorious spring day here in New Jersey. I know. I went out with Rory the Wonder Cat briefly this morning. She wanted to go out, and I'm like, yeah, it's not freezing cold. And she only went out for like a minute. She's not doing so well. I know we've been saying that for a while, but she's really not doing so well. So I don't think we have much longer with our girl. Maybe after my son's home for Easter might be a good time to make that hard decision so he can see her one last time. Sad. Very sad. Hi, Harley. Nice to see you, our swamp bitch. These garden adventures need a break from reality, all of reality. And I commented somewhere down here, Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce is unreality TV. It's reality, but not reality, you know? Who doesn't want to talk tomatoes? Hi, Susan. Thanks for being here. And Mayor from Afar is here. Hello. And Rowena. Another glorious way to spend time on a Thursday afternoon. Is it annoying having me? I didn't mean to say annoying, because I know those of you who watched yesterday, somebody from the Ukraine commented on my channel and said I was annoying. I wasn't trying to do a play on that, but what I was trying to say is it annoying having 2 days in a row? I must admit I miss Tuesdays, but I want Ken to have his pepper show. And it won't be as bad when the garden tours happen. I can do 2 days in a row, and it won't seem like I'm repeating the same show 2 days in a row. But whatever, any day I spend with you guys is a good one. Hi, Sherva. Thanks for being here. Mike is here. And Christy Sessions is here. Hello. And Catherine. Hi there, friends. Thanks for joining in. We already have 81 live viewers. That's wonderful. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram, I can't see your comments. And my platform that I use here streams to a couple different places. I can stream to YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Actually, you can stream to like LinkedIn and stuff too, but I don't do that. Maybe I should. I don't know. I haven't used LinkedIn in years. But anyway, so you can see me on Instagram, but I can't see you, and our giveaway tool can't see you. So I would love for you to take part in the conversation and maybe win some CD prizes. So come on over to my YouTube channel, which is Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. And if you don't, on another note, speaking of that handle, if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. And I do detailed reviews on tomatoes. It's been a minute since I've done one, but I have a lot of ones I want to get to. All right, I digress. Again, that's what I do. I need a shirt from Inspired Garden Life that just says, I digress. They're working on a shirt for me. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, they gave out these hats at Carlisle at our tomato tasting back last September. So I'm donning one of their tank tops. You can't really see it under my overalls here, but I'm digging this hat. It'll be dirty in like a minute as soon as I go outside. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for being here. And Leslie's here. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday to you, Christy and Tiffany. And Teresa, thank you again for donating, my friend. You're always so generous. Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you. Julia's here. I'm here early. Nice to see you, Julia. Greetings from Franconia, the most beautiful part of Bavaria. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. It's nice to see you each week. Hi, Satya. Nice to see you. And Francis is here early too, because tomato talk is so much more interesting than work. Shh, don't tell anyone I said that. I hope some of you are maybe doing some up-potting or sowing seeds or sending out seed wishes or something. That's what I plan on doing when Jen's on tomorrow. Ken's show on Tuesday, I was actually driving home, so I couldn't really use the opportunity to send out seed wishes and stuff. But tomorrow, I don't know, what's the weather supposed to be like here tomorrow, Sherman, and those of you in New Jersey? I saw today it was going to be 70. I'm like, oh, oops. It thinks I'm still in Destin, Florida. My weather bug. It's 72 outside. Oh, man. What's tomorrow? 51 chance of rain. 70% chance of rain. Man, I'm ditching you people. I gotta go. I'm kidding. I wouldn't ditch you. Hi, Terry. Nice to see you. Who else do we have? Mariah's here. Hi, Mariah. And hi, Jess. I'm relatively new to both the group and watching these. Nice to see you. Oh, Jess, I thought you were somebody else yesterday. There's a John Peters. So I think I was calling you John. I'm sorry. There's a John Peters that's been a member of the group for a while, and he's recently become active. I'm pretty sure it was you. I apologize. So I'm glad you specified that it's Jess, because I would have been calling you John again. Hi, Aldous. Nice to see you. Cold and rainy here today, so what a great way to spend an afternoon. And with Lauren and all of you. Thanks, Aldous. Nice to see you. Hi, Anne. Thanks for being here. And lots of highs for Jess. Happy to have you, Jess. Hi, Kyla and Amy. Thank you guys for tuning in. And June is here. And Denise. All of our tomato friends. Hi, Larissa. I'm skipping over ones I've already gotten. I don't think we've seen Gina. Hi, Gina. And Samantha. Hi, Samantha. Hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Hello, my friend Nuno. I'm going to be talking about you again, Nuno, from Portugal, my new friend. And I'm sure friends to many of you. He's new. Well, I don't know if you're new to the group or not, Nuno. He and I are new friends, and I'm going to be singing his praises in just a couple minutes. I did yesterday on my part 3 of my Grow List video, but what he did for me bears repeating, so I'm going to be talking about it again today. And I can't assume that those of you watching today are watching my other shows either. So I promise I won't like repeat everything, but there's certain ones that bear repeating, including something he really helped me out with. Who else do we have? Hey, Sasha. I'm not sure if we said hi yet or not, but hi there. Thanks for joining in. And Allison, hello. And Jerry's here. And Tony Harris, 1736. Hi, Tony. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Yvette, all the way from France. And Anthony's here. Hi, Anthony. Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. Purposely taking lunch from work right now to be with everyone. Good to see you. I know, Rowena, me too. I love seeing members from other countries making time to join in. Me too. And when I was talking to Jen about, and Ken, about doing their shows, his pepper show, her gardening show starting tomorrow, I was singing this time that I've been starting every week for a couple years now, which is 4 o'clock my time, 4 p.m. my time. It seems to work out really well with people from all over the world. So it's a really good time, I think. I realize that many people work and that's not ideal, but I feel like no matter what time you choose, it's going to be a bad time. But I think later in the day, like Tomato Talk Live, I think we lose the live. People from Europe can't necessarily watch live because it's pretty late, but this time seems to work out well. So I'm really happy for Jen. Hi, Jennifer. Happy Awesome Sauce Day. And cool TH Hi there. Nice to see you. Who else do we have? Leslie's here. Hi, Leslie and Natalia. Okay, we've got people entering. If you're just joining, make sure you type in #tomato because we have, where is it? There we go. #tomato. We've got some seed prizes to give away at the end of the show. And they're good ones. As always, they're always good ones. So make sure you only need to type it in once and you'll be eligible to win at the end of the episode. Hi, Garden Girl. Hola, Mrs. Awesome Tomato Sauce. Hi there. And Tara Dove is here. Hello. Maritime Tropical. Hi there. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Gonna skip lots of people entering. That's good. That's good. Pretty's here. Hi, Lauren. I am really ready, I guess, for my weekly tomato therapy. Hi, Pretty. Nice to see you. And Eva's here. Hi, Eva. And more #tomato. Oh, Jeffrey. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Jeffrey donated $4.99. Very, very appreciated, my friend. Thank you. I'm going to be talking about some varieties. Jeff Rainmaker, for those of you that don't know, he took over Seed Seekers. I keep wanting to say Seed Savers Exchange. Secret Seed Cartel. Too many S's around. From Terry and Sebastian from France. He took it over, what's it been, like 6 months now, Jeff? So I'm actually talking about, just so happens I'm talking about like 3 or 4 things that he carries in stock. I also write a blog for him. He and I had it was his idea. He had a great idea yesterday for a new blog post. I write an occasional blog post for his site. It's secretseedcartel.com. Do I have a banner for that? I do. And he offers 20% off at all times for Tomato Lovers Collective members. So it's TLC20 is the code for 20% off. Start filling up your cart, but don't check out until after the show because I've got some good stuff to share that he has in stock. Yay, TYSM donators. Thank you so much. Is that what that means? I'm old. Yes, thank you for everybody donating. Certainly not necessary, but always appreciated. Dolan, hi there. Hello, friends. Hi, Lauren. Nice to see you. I'm glad we're away from this drama, too. Me, too. Absolutely. It's so silly. It's all very silly. Anybody that takes themselves too seriously and takes the fun out of tomatoes, like, why? This is our escape. This is fun. It's supposed to be fun. And the prize donors. That's what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about Jeffrey donating money. Yes. Thank you to those who donate prizes. Equally as important for sure. And every week, people come out of the woodwork. I never ask for donations ever. That's kind of a policy that Kina, Jen, and I have, and people just come to us, which is very appreciated. I say, yeah, no drama. We love our no drama mama. Absolutely. Absolutely. Part of the fun is we learn about these tomatoes, and that's what I provide each week. I show you what it looks like. I share with you the origin and the breeder if we know it, and maybe any stories attached to it, my experience if I have any. And then we seek the seeds on Saturday in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Every Saturday we have something called more S's. My mind is on brain freeze. Seed Seeking Saturday. And you can put up to 5 varieties each week that you're looking for. So even if something seems impossible to find, put it in Seed Seeking Saturday. You have to be a member of the group to be part of it. But you never know what people are so generous, and they bend over backwards and kill themselves trying to get you seeds. And that's, I'm so fortunate that people gift me with rare seeds, and I find rare seeds, and I'm geared in the right direction of where to find any seeds I'm looking for. And so I get these rare seeds, and I love growing them out, and I save as many seeds as possible, and I share them for free just to get them into circulation. And I love it. I love that. A couple of years ago, those of you that have been around a little while will remember, not everybody, that's an exaggeration, many of us were looking for a micro/mini dwarf bred by Tom Wagner called B times Macbeth. You couldn't find it anywhere. The only place listed was on Ongway's Good Mind Seeds website, but he had kind of left, he wasn't selling any longer. So there were like 2 sites maybe that listed it, but nobody had it for sale. Not even Tom Wagner, the breeder, had seeds for this. And I looked everywhere, and I had people looking for me everywhere. Couldn't find it, but then I looked in my stash, and there was one gentleman who's no longer in the group. He was pretty quick in and out, but he said he had been a vendor like 20 years ago. And he had seeds. He had given me, I think, 5 or 6 seeds for B times Macbeth. He had said they were 10 years old, and I completely forgot. So I coddled them, and it took 6 weeks, but I got germination on one. And I kept taking, thankfully that variety kept giving, like, had a lot of suckers on it. So I kept taking suckers, and I grew 1 million plants. And I was able to grow B times Macbeth. And when I had seeds available, I just asked for self-addressed stamped envelope, and I gave seeds out. So it gives me great pride to see people selling it now and growing it, because I know, and that's just an example of one with the things I've gotten out of the National Grin for this year. You may have seen on my show yesterday, Mosage and Beal's Gourmet, which I'm super excited about, both of them. I'll be, and I've given to Kina and Jen, and also Old South Seeds will be growing them and selling them after the year. I love that. That's part of what makes this fun for me. And so, and I'm always honest too. If I liked something, if I didn't like something, I'm honest. All right, I really digress today. I need another shirt that says I really digress today. Hi, Jen. Can't wait for your show tomorrow, buddy. Hey, Deb and fellow tomato peeps, happy spring. It is spring, isn't it? It feels like spring outside today. Oh, thank you, Rowena. Appreciate the work the 3 of you do to keep the TLC group drama free. No drama. Hi, everyone. Helena Cadario Helberg. Hi there. Nice to see you. Welcome. I think I know what you're talking about, Terry. Yes, I am. I don't have enough hours in the day for all the things I want to do, but if you're referring to the M.I. Gardner video, yes, I will be doing it. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about, how to tell the real breeder, but it's kind of along those lines. So if that's what you're thinking of, yes, I do plan on doing that. Love Jen's tomato tasting videos. Who doesn't? She's the best. All right. Let's see. Who else do we have? Joyce St. John. Hi, Joyce. First time on Thursday show. Welcome. Nice to see you. Everybody welcome Joyce St. John. Nice to have you. Hope you're a member of the group. If not, please join us. People are excited to watch Jen. That's an awesome sauce thing. Jen's tomato seed starting as I watch. Just put out all my Bill Yoder varieties in their pots. Are you growing all of his this year, all his new ones? Um, what is that website for the African blue basil? I get them. I got a plant for me, and I bought an original plant for Jen last year on Etsy. People on Etsy have them. It's only sold as a plant because it flowers, but it is a sterile variety. It doesn't go to seed. You can't purchase seeds. It's not to be mistaken with another blue basil or an African basil. If you Google African blue basil, you will find that it was an accidental cross in the garden in California years ago. And for whatever reason, it's sterile. So I bought one plant a couple years ago, and I've just been taking cuttings and continuing to propagate. And then I've got one in my arrow garden now, and then a couple other cuttings and water on my kitchen windowsill. And then I keep propagating. I'll be bringing some of those cuttings to Carlisle. And then, by the time the summer comes, I will have plants to put in my garden beds because it is the best basil, the best. It's big and bushy. It attracts pollinators like nothing you've ever seen. It's beautiful. It tastes good too. It's not just ornamental. So anyway, you can go on Etsy in the United States. I'm not sure that they have it other places unless somebody smuggled a plant somewhere overseas. But it really is a beautiful basil. Hi, Gigi. Nice to see you. And Brianna's here. Hi, Brianna. Nice to see you. And good morning to Deborah. Well, I'm seeing your comment now, Fernanda. YouTube won't let me comment, so it's nice to have the ability to join via your... Oh, okay, you're joining via Facebook. Well, welcome. I'm wondering, do you have a YouTube account? Because if you're not logging in under an account name, it won't let you comment. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure. But I'm glad you're here via Facebook too. Wonderful. Welcome. Hi, Andrea. Welcome, Tomato Crew. And here's Gosia. Greetings from Belgium. Thanks for joining in, and thanks for your donation today. Hi, Kina. Kina runs Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap with Jen and I. We are a great team. We love each other to death, and we work great together. So sorry your sweet kitty isn't doing well. My heart goes out to you all. Thanks, Amanda. Yeah, I've been mentioning this a lot. She's been dying since November, and we were able to get prednisone from the vet, which gave her a new lease on life for a while. And then she was not doing well before I was leaving for Florida, and I didn't want to leave for Florida with her being poorly, like that poorly, or I would have just not gone, or I would have come home early. But the vet said we could give her prednisone twice a day, and so we did that, and she perked up again, and now she's really going downhill. So we're trying twice a day again, but it's time. It's time. I just want Jake to see her again. So we'll wait another couple weeks, I think. Thank you. I miss you on Tuesdays. I miss Tuesdays too, but you know what? I hope you guys tune in to Ken's show. Let me, for those of you that like peppers, Ken Fry, he's the owner of Forgotten Heirlooms. He's also moderator of our sister group, Pepper Lovers Collective and Swap. And he started his show on Tuesdays. That's the only day he could do it. And I was so excited about a pepper show with this format. And Ken is the perfect guy to do it. So I said, you take Tuesdays, I'll take Wednesdays. It'll be fine. He can do just about every Tuesday, not every Tuesday. So tune in. Even if you're like me, like I am not a pepper head like I am a tomato head at all. But I do enjoy peppers. And I learn great stuff from his show. So Tuesdays has gone to Ken as it should be. All right. Let's see who else we have. Oh, Rowena, you're so sweet. I could watch you 5 times a week. Thank you. Honestly, if I could do this work, I was going to say if I could do this work full time, I would. I really do the tomato work full time. My other group, which I've had for 11 years, 12 years, Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. I have to admit, I've been like neglecting them a bit because the tomato research and sharing seeds and it takes up all my day, and plus the growing part. Like this is where my passion is. And my other group, we try to find the good things in life through our pain, and it can be emotional pain or physical. But when you're diagnosed with a chronic illness like I have, you're not told how to navigate through your life changing forever just like that. And so my group is it's not like look on the bright side like that at all. It's trying to find the good in life. And for me, that good is gardening and tomato growing. And so the two marry well together. Many of you are members of that group also. You don't have to have a chronic physical condition to join, by the way. If you live with depression or just want a place that's positive, come. You know, I post like certain posts every day. We set daily intentions. They're all optional. 3 good things you did well today. I often post a good night essay, just kind of positive based. So, why did I get on that tangent now? Talking about AOG. Oh, I was saying I'm neglecting that group. So I really do this full time, and I love every minute of it. I love sharing seeds with you guys, and I love doing these shows. Hey, Haley. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. I got some cool seeds from Haley the other day that I haven't logged yet. She says, enclosed are the seeds from my mom's neighbor's B-cross tomato of German Johnson and an unknown yellow variety. His name is Charles Langford, and he calls the tomato Charles's Big Yellow Johnson. It is an F5 currently. I also added a few seeds of my grow out in the ultra rare category in 2025, Moochtar's Magic. Isn't she sweet? I get stuff like this all the time from people like Haley, all of you guys, and this is why picking my grow list is impossible. But thank you, Haley. That was very nice. Hi, Katrina. Nice to see you. The troll is most likely a bot. Take it as a compliment. You attracted a bot. All right, I'll take it as a compliment. Who's... So I've doubled my YouTube channel in like a week. Are these real people? I mean, I hope so. I hope so. But if you're... Yeah, I mean, if you're new to the channel and you found me recently, welcome. Do they have bots like that join Facebook groups? Facebook groups, YouTube channel? I don't know. But whatever the case, I'm very grateful. We could watch you every day. Thanks, Jenny. All right, I want to start talking some tomatoes, but I don't want to miss anything. Natalia, Alex from Lucky Garden did confirm that that is in fact what they meant. That it was how annoying you are or something like that. That's okay. I don't take it personally. Anthony, you can talk about tomatoes every day. Lauren, you won't hurt my feelings. Don't we have a lot of fun, though? We do have a lot of fun together. Maybe I should name a tomato. I digress. Maybe Jess. Sorry for calling you John yesterday. Oh, Linda's wearing an Inspired Garden Life tomato tank top right now, too. I'm happy to be back in the tanks. I like teas, but I love tanks. Love tanks, and I love the hat. Tomatoes, yada, 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 but I digress. It's my quote, for sure. Are they not available on the website, Francis? This hat collector's patient. I bet if Tim and Darylyn knew that you don't have a hat, you'd be getting one in the mail. I love you too, Jen. I mean every word of it. Hi, Mel. We've got a lot of people today. Love having 2 days in a row. Feels like we get to maximize the tomato joy. Looking forward to Jen's new show and Ken's pepper shows on Tuesdays. I know. So now it's just Saturday, Sunday, Monday we don't have shows, right? Hey, Jamie. Just got home from work. Happy Awesome Sauce Thursday, my amazing friends. Is it this weekend you're meeting Malachite Jen? So excited for you guys. All right, I'm going to skip ahead. I just want to make sure I'm not missing saying hi to everybody because I want to start talking tomatoes. Hashtag tomato. Make sure you type in hashtag tomato. Megan says, I pick up my 13-year-old daughter from school during the shows. She's just thrilled on Wednesday and Thursday. Aw, that's nice. Oh, Kim, yeah, the time is great here just now as our clocks haven't changed yet, so it's only 8. I know. I keep asking Kina like every Tuesday or every Wednesday. I'm like, you still haven't done the clocks, right? Because I know it's an hour earlier for you guys. But you do the clocks this weekend, am I right? So you're going to have to go back next week. All right. Hi, all. Bozina Dennis 4429. Hi there. Thanks for joining in. I hope I'm not missing anybody saying hi to. Seems like we have a lot of new viewers today. Wildman2894, hello. Oh, I'm starting seeds right now for St. Patrick's Day tomato plants. Thank you for those. Interesting. You'll have to let me know what you think, Jen, or what you're getting, I should say. I haven't grown it yet myself, but I started. So I'd been given seeds from a tomato friend like a year or two ago, and I didn't grow them, and I came across them for this year, and I think I talked about them on a show, and I'm like, oh, I need to grow that this year. It's a green one ripe tomato. And I assumed Jen had it. Jen runs our Shamrock Seed Swap in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. And she likes to grow anything that's relating to St. Patrick's Day or whatever, for that reason. And she didn't have them. Our friend Joe Raris, our new friend to the group, he bred this variety. So anyway, I started the seeds I had been given from 2 years ago, and now I'm going to start more that came directly from Joe. But I've got a couple potato leaf St. Patrick's Day in one pot and 2 regular leaf in another pot. So I keep meaning to reach out to Joe and ask him about it, but I'm going to see what I get when I plant from his seeds. Love me some potato leaf. I can't imagine it could have been a screw up, but I'll see what I get from his seeds. All right. Hey, Angwei, thanks for being here. All right, I'm going to start talking tomatoes, and I'll get to some more comments in a little bit. Everybody's chatty today, including me, especially me. All right. Oh, don't let me forget, I've got another trivia question for us, gang. And there's the other trivia thing I've been using the last couple of weeks was like an outside program type thing I was using. This one is now new with EV Mux. It's like their giveaway tool. It's like part of them, so it operates a little bit differently. We'll have to see how it works. All right, let's talk tomatoes. All right, so I mentioned I was going to talk about Nuno from Portugal again. Those of you that watched my Grow List Part 3 video yesterday, you've heard this already, but it bears repeating. So this very graphic of Amarillo de Ladrunian, a variety from Spain that I found out about years ago, it was my very first Most Wanted on this show, and I don't do Most Wanteds on this show very often. But I had been looking for it. I had seen an old post in a now defunct group called Tomatoville that was around for years. A lot of the old timers belong to that. And the thread was, what is the sweetest tomato you know of? And there was a member who said, Amarillo de Ladrunian. No seeds are available. Even the town of Ladrunian is in danger of not having seeds. He said, I dream about this one, just amazing. That's a quote. And he said it's a 12 bricks. And that was kind of one of the first times I had heard of a brick score in relation to tomatoes. For those of you that may not know what a brix is, it's a measure of sugars in a tomato. So it'll measure how sweet it is. Doesn't mean it's a better tomato at all. Because for me, I like sweetness, but I also like the tanginess, the acidity, umami. I love all of those different flavors. Not always mixed together, but I love all of them. So just sweet is not normally my thing. But I'm like, oh, what's this bricks thing? It's before I had my own refractometer and before a lot of people got refractometers. So I'd have been looking for it. And I'm pretty good at looking for tomatoes, gang. And I could not find it. There was one site in, what's the name of the country? Starts with an A. Heidi Jories was looking for them for me. And I'd seen it there, and she did her best to try to get them, and she could not get them. So then I meet, just a month ago, Nuno Baptista. He's a member of the group, and he lives in Portugal, and we had been talking, and he said, I have some varieties from Portugal. Can we do a trade? And I'm like, absolutely. I don't know that I've ever traded from anyone in Portugal before. And he just asked me, what's on your tomato wish list? Anything from Spain? And I sort of jokingly said, well, there's this one, but you'll never find it, Amarillo de Ladrunian. And he's like, I'm going to try. He put out the feelers everywhere. Like yesterday, I did a search in Facebook to see if this tomato had been up recently. And I found not only him looking for the seeds in all kinds of seed and tomato groups and stuff, but he had friends looking for him, for me, for this tomato. And he found it. He found it at a seed bank in Spain. Here is the photo that goes along with it. It's from like Spain's version of the national grin from here in the United States. He was able to get it out of the seed bank after he wrote a letter and all of that. No, he barely knows me. And he went to an enormous amount of trouble, and he doesn't even want the credit, but I need to give him credit because it was just such a lovely gesture. He's looking for some other Spanish ones I'm looking for too, but let me tell you, there's nothing. If there was one tomato I've been looking for, that was most wanted on my wish list. Prince Charming Bastard was up there too, don't get me wrong, but it was this one. This was the one. And so, Nuno, I can't thank you enough. You are just such a kind soul, doesn't want anything in return. I did send him some seeds of my favorites, but thank you. And so if you didn't catch my show yesterday, I was gushing about this tomato, and I will gush again. I can't wait to grow it. I can't wait to share seeds with all of you who are interested in it. I can't wait to taste it. It looks incredible. I'm not normally into yellow orange tomatoes. I find them a bit bland, but I don't know. This one, I think I've got high hopes for it. So I know probably based on my most wanted that a few of you were looking too, and I don't know if you were looking for yourself or looking for me, but thank you very much, Nuno. I am super excited I can't believe it's on its way to me. Like, it's just unbelievable. All right. So that's that. All right, this is back to the M.I. Gardner thing from Terry. Did you know one year it was a pepper issue, not am I just a pepper? I hear there's always pepper drama. I try to stay clear from that. Ken often tells me, if you think tomato drama's a lot, you should see pepper. And I do know a couple of the players involved in that. Achille, I keep meaning to ask you if you've got the African blue basil started. I bet you do. I've been meaning to ask you like every day for a couple of weeks now. How are your cuttings going? Thank you about the basil info. You're welcome. I think I spent like maybe $12 on a plant on Etsy if you guys have access to Etsy here in the United States. And let me tell you, it pays off in spades because it gives off a lot of suckers. It's just like a tomato plant. Basil plants will put out side suckers, kind of in the armpit, and you just you can put them right in soil, or you can put them in water. They grow roots within like a week. It's unbelievable. In a minute, you know what, let me see. I've shown this slide a million times, but I know I have it on here. Let me show you. I have a picture of what African blue basil looks like in my garden. And this isn't even one of the larger plants. Here it is. So the photo on the right is the underside, which is this beautiful purple. And I'm going to make this bigger so you guys can see it more closely. I put at least one of these plants in each of my tomato beds, sometimes two, because the pollinators are unbelievable. You can see there are these beautiful lavender purple flowers. Those of you like Achille, Jen, who've grown it, you know the pollinators are just insane on this thing. Pollinators, come to tomato plants. That's my thinking. It's just the most beautiful plant. So if you can get your hands on a cutting, come to Carlisle. There'll be plenty of us with cuttings, I'm sure, or visit Etsy and you can get one. All right. Amarillo de Ladrunin, Amarillo, I should say. Yay. What it basically means is yellow tomato of Ladrunin, which is a region of Spain. Thank you again, Nuno. All right, next tomato. Lithuanian. This is one that's been on my radar quite a bit lately. I just got seeds from Jeff at Secret Seed Cartel. He just told me that seeds are limited. So they were in stock when I last checked, but he did say seeds were limited. He said it's been very popular this year. Sandhill Preservation Center says it's late indeterminate potato leaf, good set of huge 1 to 2 pound beefsteak fruits, excellent taste, first fruits prone to cat facing. Tatiana's Tomato Base says large indeterminate, potato leaf, large pink beefsteaks. Potato leaf pinquina, ruffled shoulders with first fruits having more ribbing, later fruits being more smooth. 9 to 18 ounces, outstanding sweet flavor. That's what I keep hearing. It's really good. And if you've grown it, please let me know. Let us know. Excellent sweet flavor at any stage of ripeness. Was offered to the Seed Savers Yearbook in 2003. Anybody grown Lithuanian? Just sowed seeds for Big Mother Ever. Thank you for those. And yes, a sweet friend gifted me Billy Yoder's new ones and a bunch from years past. Nice. Nice. So if you aren't watching my grow list videos, what Jen is referring to is a tomato that's actually called Big Mother Blanker. And I featured it in my grow list video number 1, I think, could be 2, but I think it was number 1. Came from what's her name? Camilla Plum's farm shop in Denmark. I had to get them. They look like a paste tomato. They're I have to tell my nephew. He's looking for paste tomatoes. She said it's the sweetest tomato she's ever grown. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I'm growing it too. You're welcome. You're welcome. Happy to gift those. Anybody grown Lithuanian before or this year? I heard you, PL Pink. Yep. Keenan and I are in a PL Pink stage. I've been using blue spice basil. Yeah, that's a nice one too. Yes, Etsy for African blue basil. Yep. I have not ever grown lemon to breeze basil. So good. Now, I've never even heard of it, I don't think. And I've got a pretty big basil collection. So whenever I find out about a new basil, I get excited. I have to admit, last year was the first year I like this cross. I shared about it in Gardening Lovers Collective and Swap yesterday. We were talking basil. I think it was Jamie that put up something about a basil, Crimson King or King Crimson. And I shared about this one that's, I keep going hot and cold. What's wrong with me? Take a drink. Hang on. Bear with me. We need like hold music here. All right. There we go. And I was talking about this cross that I've talked about before. It's Marihani African and Opal Basil cross. You don't want it any more stabilized than an F4, but because the great thing about the cross is some are purple, some are green, some are ruffled, some are not, and some have like this tie-dye look to them. Super cool. So I grew that last year, but honestly, I've just been a sucker for this African blue basil that, I did the Togolese Hori basil last year, the one that's supposed to taste like juicy fruit or smell like juicy fruit. I did that last year too, but I don't know that I'm going to do much other than the African blue this year. I have to be honest. I mean, it's great eating. It's great everything. So, plus it frees up seed starting spots for everything. I haven't started my lettuce yet. I'm way behind on that. Missy says, Ginger's Greenhouse sold me mine on Etsy. Plant has done fantastic. That's good to hear. Yeah, I don't remember. There's a couple vendors. I don't remember. I think the one I got my original one from is different from the one I got Jen's from. But yeah, I'm sure they're all good. Ooh, on vacation in Vietnam. My first time watching and I'm on vacation in Vietnam. It's 3:30 a.m. Don't want to miss. That's commitment. That is commitment, Melly Mango. Or no, that's not Melly Mango. Green Apples 8489. Here's Melly Mango. Yes, Melly Mango says that's dedication. That is. And Sathya says there are several sellers on Etsy with in-stock African blue basil plants. For sure. Okay, not sure how I got here, but tomatoes are sick. Are we talking sick as in good? Or like sick? Well, sick is good, I guess, right? I hope you're happy to be here. I'm not sure how you got here either, but welcome. If you don't like tomatoes, watch the show. I bet you will like them by the end of the show. I have Lithuanian on my list this year, but I have a few more days of shuffling seeds before I know what makes it into the garden. I know. This is what's killing me. There's one I'm talking about in a couple minutes, maybe a couple minutes, that I'm like, I think I may put in my garden, and I don't need this. I do not need this. Yes, Green Apple 8489, Grape Apples 8489. Nice to have you, and thanks for tuning in while you're in Vietnam. I would love to go to Vietnam. It looks beautiful. All right, next one. Gourmet Hilarios. I apologize. It's a German name. I don't know if I butchered it, but Grune I know is green. Green Hilarios. I have not grown this one, which is unusual for me with a green when ripe, but it looks awfully good, and I've had seeds for a long time. This information is from the now defunct World Tomato Society. Said Grune hilarius is a large green when ripe beefsteak type tomato plant renowned for its beautiful ribbed greenish yellow fruits and umami flavor with a light citrus aftertaste. According to William Woys Weaver, pause on that. Jen, William Woys Weaver, Dr. William Woys Weaver is the guy I told you to look up maybe a couple weeks ago that I thought could be a good guest on our show. I don't know if you had a chance to, but I'm going to read this. He's a food historian. I think I'm going to read about it in a minute. But he's a fascinating guy. He's got some tomatoes out. I'm growing his Roughwood Green Oxheart this year. I sent Jen and Kina, both of you, seeds for that. I don't know if you're growing it, Jen. But I just wanted to put that bug back in your ear. Make sure you Google him. I think he'd be a great guest on Tomato Talk Live. All right, back. According to William Woys Weaver, an internationally known heritage seed collector and grandson of H. Ralph Weaver, who established the Roughwood Seed Collection, this variety may be the German selection from Greenwich tomato. I don't know if it's Greenwich or Greenwich. I know in England, Connecticut, it's Greenwich, and New Jersey, there's a Greenwich. I've got to assume Greenwich, but I don't know. M. Giesen listed this variety in 1998 in the Austrian seed-saving organization Arche Noah. First mentioned in the Seed Savers Exchange Yearbook in 2010. Indeterminate regular leaf plant bearing medium, 5 to 7 ounce or 150 to 200 gram, slightly flattened and wavy on the shoulders, greenish yellow tomatoes. Green flesh with a yellow epidermis. Meaty flesh with a light citrus aftertaste, a slightly acidic note, and a superbly fresh taste. That sounds great. If you've grown it, please let us know. Mid to late season, roughly 85 days after transplant. Oh my goodness, James! It's so nice to see you, my friend. Hi. Greetings, Lauren. Sorry I'm late. I just began my medical leave from work and will now be able to join your live shows for at least 6 weeks. Happy spring. Oh, I'm touched. I'm so happy to see you, my friend. Nice to have you here. You just made my day. Citrus aftertaste sounds heavenly. I know. Oh, that looks like a Jamie tomato. Has anybody grown this one? I have not. All right. I'm not going to read that comment. Nice to see you, James. Hey, Katrina. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Eva found African blue basil at City Farmers Nursery in Southern California. If you live near, I'm sure there's tons of it in California, since that's where the original cross took place. It's like the original cross was, I think, opal is one of the crosses, and there's a basil that starts with a C. I'll think of it in a bit. But that was the original cross, apparently. Camphor basil. Camphor and opal basil, I believe, were the crosses that happened in the garden that created African blue basil. Yeah, I think I'm right about that. Oh, Evelina chiming in, as she does. I have grown Grune hilarios. Wonderful taste with such good sweetness. Oh, you kill me. But that's just the feedback we need. Thank you, Evelina. Wonderful. Good to hear. I just find I love green when ripes. There's been a few I haven't loved, but in general, and I did an article on this, I've mentioned this a lot, but on Secret Seed Cartel was my very first blog post for him. There's a reason with the chlorophyll remaining in the tomato, and when you get a green when ripe, when a tomato starts to ripen to a red or whatever, it mellows the flavor. So it doesn't taste like an unripe tomato for those of you that have never grown a green when ripe. I find it's got a great blend of like all the flavors that I love, like real tangy, sweet. Like for me, it's the perfect marriage. actually, Nuno asked me yesterday, what's my all-time favorite tomato? And it's a tie between Suffer Well, which is a purple metallic striped beefsteak by Bill Yoder, and well, Malachite Box has been in the past, but Malapine surpassed it this year. I love that tomato. I could eat it every day for the rest of my life. Love it. And so there is good reason, I think, for me in my palate, why I like green when ripe tomatoes. So check out that article on Secret Seed Cartel if you didn't catch it. It's got good glucose and fructose in it, and it's good stuff. So that's good to hear. Okay, here's an interesting one that I've heard about for years, but I never really looked that much into it. It's a variety from Russia. It's called Pilser or Pilcher Vessi, sometimes also just Vessi without the Pilcher in it, but it's part of a series. Those of you that may not know this, there was a series like a zodiac series from Russia of 12 zodiac signs of tomatoes. Did anybody know this? This is one of them. This one is Libra. Supposedly, I mean, at least in Western speaking countries, the only other one you hear of is Gemini, which is, it's Bliznetsky is Gemini. The other 12, and you can look this up, I think Tatiana's Tomato Base has a bit about the zodiac tomatoes on there, but this is one of them. I got my seeds from, I think, Garden Horde. Did I? I think I've got the link here. Yes, I did. I'll put the link in the comments, and I'll read about the tomato. Ooh, Kina, you do? Of course you do. It's a collection. I have some of the zodiac tomatoes, but haven't found them all. Which ones have you found? That's exciting. Yeah, if there's a collection to be had, I go down the rabbit hole. Kina goes down the rabbit hole for sure. Deb says, you turned me on to GWR varieties. I had never dared to try one. I love them now. I know. Aren't they so great? Oh, bye, Jamie. Have a good time at class. All right, let's read about this one. Vessi means Libra in Russian. Tatiana says it's a Russian commercial variety, one of the tomatoes in the Zodiac Science series introduced by C.V. Sibirsky Sad in 2009. Indeterminate regular leaf plants, yellow beefsteaks, medium size of 4 to 10 ounces, juicy, nice refreshing flavor similar to a zoichka. The Zodiac Sign series has 12 varieties, but not all are well documented. Not all varieties are equally documented in Western databases, which is why you mainly see Bliznetsky. Garden Horde, do they say anything different? Plant produces moderate crops, 8 to 16 ounce lemon yellow, slightly flattened and ribbed tomatoes. Fantastic flavor and thick flesh, making them great for slicing. And they are eye-catching plants. Anybody grown this one? Okay. If anybody's grown this one, please chime in. Gina found seeds at Garden Horde, did not realize it was part of a series. This is part of the fun of tomato research, is you find these things out. All right, this is the one I mentioned a couple minutes ago that I think I may add to my grow list. It's called, oh, really? Helpful to know. I believe Vienna Seeds sells the Zodiac Sign tomatoes. That sounds familiar. Thank you, Akelia. Jenny says the Zodiac series sounds interesting. Oh, Kina got hers from Cariarte, another good vendor. Oh, and Natalia says Zoichka was the absolute worst performing tomato for me last year. Maybe try this one if it tastes the same, and maybe you get better yield. All right, seek no further. Love apple. I got my seeds for this from Garden Horde also, but they are not that easy to find, my friends. It is a rare pink beefsteak, very rare according to them. It is derived, they believe it's derived from an heirloom apple called Westfield Seek No Further. And the term love apple, you tomato heads probably know that tomatoes were in older times referred to as love apples. Carolyn Mail, I found something from a the late Dr. Carolyn Mail, who was a tomato expert, found something in an old message board that she was talking about on here. I'm going to read the whole thing because I think it's important to the variety. She said it's a pink beefsteak on an indeterminate regular leaf plant. A few years ago, one of these was the tallest plant she had ever had in her garden. This, by the way, this was written, I think, in 2013, before she passed away, obviously. There's community speculation it may be related to or a selection strain tied to Missouri pink love apple, but that is not confirmed. She said that. Fruit size is 5 to 14 ounces, very few up to 1 pound. Her largest was 20 ounces. Shape is a typical beefsteak, an oblate, flattened spheroid. She always has a way with words when describing tomatoes. Usually fairly smooth. Often there is one ridge running from the shoulders toward the blossom end. Overall, it is the meatiest tomato I have ever tried, although this varies from tomato to tomato. The flavor in her experience and opinion is unique among many, many hundreds and about 1,000 of tomatoes I've tasted, with no other tomato being close to this flavor. I've tasted only a few tomatoes that have a flavor all their own. Examples are Prue, Aunt Gertie's Gold, and Sun Gold. The best way I can describe this tomato is that it is tangy. Now, other tomatoes I put in the tangy category have both a sweetness I can taste and a tartness I can taste, blending it into an overall tanginess. With Seek No Further Love Apple, I cannot detect any sweetness nor any tartness, just the balanced tanginess. I consider it having a full, rich, but not complex flavor. It was the best tasting tomato in my garden in 2012. It is one of only 2 tomatoes that has never disappointed me with its taste over many growing seasons. The other tomato is Sun Gold. So there you go. You can see why I had to read that entire thing. For those of you that may not know who Dr. Carolyn Mail was, she was a tomato expert, as I said, but also the author of this wonderful book, 100 Heirloom Tomatoes for the American Garden. This tomato is not in there. I think this came after she wrote the book. Deb grew it 3 years ago. Very, very productive. I don't remember it being special as far as flavor though. Not going on the grow list then. Done. You made my life easier. It does sound very interesting. You're right. Yes. You do have a misspelling because it's basically the same thing. Green is Grunet. Hilarious. Yeah, so that would be the same variety. Glad you're going to be growing it. For sure. All right. Seek No Further Love Apple. Too bad. That's all right. I don't need to add more to my list. This is one I have not grown before, and I'm not sure why. It's called Pit Viper. I think it's a dwarf, yes? Yes, it is a dwarf. Potato leaf dwarf. It was bred by Keith Muller, but it was stabilized and developed by Blaine Horton, both of the United States. Tatiana's tomato base. And if you've grown this, please let us know. Developed by Blaine Horton from one of Keith Muller's lines, H28 and Dwarf Wild Fred. That one I've grown. That was a good tomato I grew years ago. Named after pit viper, a subfamily of venomous vipers found in Asia and the Americas. Dwarf plants, potato leaf foliage, small round fruits. They're beautiful, aren't they? Dark brown black on the outside and greenish brown inside. Excellent sweet flavor. And Croatian seed store. Anything different on there? Mid-season. Now they say regular leaf foliage, and then they say some plants can be potato leaf. Brown pinstriped, flat round, slightly ribbed, juicy flesh, green with core red, pink, awesome taste, good productivity, can be grown in a large pot. Anybody grown this one? Natalia thinks she's growing this one, but need to double check. Yeah. Oh, and Robin loved Pit Viper, one of my favorites. And Deb grew it. Delicious. That's why the live show is helpful. Love it. Thanks, guys. Ooh, that's pretty. I agree, isn't it? It's a beauty. And Yvette, love Pit Viper. Very worth growing. Okay, this is very good feedback, everybody. I forgot to mention, you want to if you don't already have. Grab a notebook and a pen when you're watching my shows. We have 115 live viewers right now, which is wonderful. Please type in hashtag tomato in the comments if you're just joining us, and we'll be giving away some seed prizes at the end of the show. Let's see, what number is this? We'll do another couple, and then don't let me forget, we'll do our trivia question for the week. Isn't it fun we're doing trivia now? Yeah, it is. All right, the next one I have is from Italy, Italia. Grosso di Rotonda from Italy. They're pretty. This variety is part of the Arc of Taste Slow Food Foundation. You may, if you've watched me before, you've heard me refer to this association organization before. Their purpose is really to preserve regional varieties that may be on their way to extinction or that are special, very historically special to an area of the world where it's perhaps very much part of the culture. So when I see something that's listed as a slow food Arc of Taste variety, my radar perks up because I love stuff like that. Obviously, you're always hearing me say I love preserving varieties and sharing seeds. So this one is part of that. I got my seeds a few years ago from a vendor called Great Lakes Staple Seeds. They very rarely are open for tomato seed sales, but I caught them when they were open briefly 2 years ago. Kina and Jen remember this. This is where I got the Banyel Bufar Longkeeper seeds, but I ordered several things from them, a couple peppers too, and this I got from there. What do we know about it? Indeterminate beefsteak, regular leaf mid-season. The Slow Food Art of Taste says it's also known as Grosso di Rotonda, which basically means Rotonda Big Tomato. It is produced in the homonymous municipality in the province of Potenza. It's a vigorous plant requiring growing supports both in glass houses and open air. Its fruits extremely large in size. They can reach 1 kilo. Once ripe are bright red with an irregular globular ribbed shape, hence the name. Its meaty flesh, sweet rather than acidic, extremely perfumed with a few seeds and many lobes in proximity of its edges. Can be best appreciated raw in a salad. And then what did Great Lakes Staple Seeds say? Anything else? They said Mother Nature sure knew what she was doing with this variety, and after experiencing its big, meaty, sweet fruits, it's no wonder the Rotonda Big Tomato is on Slow Food's Arc of Taste. A source of immense pride in Rotonda, the municipality in Italy's Potenza province, these gorgeous ribbed fruits excel fresh in a salsa or sauced. So that sounds really good. They say it coarsely diced with a dash of olive oil, spritz of salt, and perhaps fresh shavings of grana padano, which is like a Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Spoon over a crispy grilled bread drizzled with some balsamic, and you've got an absolutely divine bruschetta. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Anybody grown this one? Anybody grown it? Oh, Jen grew Seek No Further last year. Yummy, yummy. I knew it sounded familiar. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. Anybody grown this one? Grosso di Rotonda. Big tomato. Rotonda Big Tomato. No? All right. Moving on. Next one. All right. So the next one, I'm surprised I haven't talked about before. Those of you that have been watching me for a while know of my love for Jarson tomatoes. Jarson is a breeder from Poland who I actually got to talk to one time. A very nice member connected us. So 2 years ago was the Jarson year. Kina grew a lot of Jarsons. Jen grew a lot of Jarsons. I grew a lot of Jarsons. I love Jarsons because he uses some of the best tomatoes in the world, I think, for his crosses. He released them before they were all stable, so there's a lot of different variants out there. So the next one, it was one of the ones on my most wanted list that I was looking for quite a while because of the crosses. And I can't believe I've never talked about this particular one before. Jarson 16. The cross of this is Cherokee Purple and Malachite Box. And I want Malachite Box, I can sing its praises all day long until the cows come home, as they say. It's an excellent, excellent green and ripe tomato, just all around great tomato. And Cherokee Purple, of course, it's a delicious tomato, classic for a reason. And he's got a whole list of crosses, and I tried to get as many as possible. Now they're easy to find, but back then they were difficult until I met my friend Teresa, my tomato angel from Poland, who hooked me and Kina and Jen up with all these Jarsons that you could not find here. I want to show you screen share here. I've seen the name Jarson come up in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap recently, and people weren't sure what they were. And I guess if you're a newer member, you might not, because I've kind of stopped talking about them. But if you go into our group guides, there is a resource sheet on Jarson's crosses. So they are numbered, much like Kazula tomatoes. They have numbers. There were 35 crosses, and this list talks about all 35. I found all of them except for 3 of them. I've searched high and low, and I think it's number 6, number 32 and 33. I should look at the list here. Those are the ones that cannot be found anywhere on this earth, including from Jarson himself. I think he actually did tell me he was going to be able, at the end of that season, to be able to give me 6, I think, and I never followed up with him. Yeah, so anyway, you can look at this list, and it's fascinating. It'll tell you what the crosses are. So Jarson 1, which I'll show you, I've talked about that ad nauseum. Jarson 1 Tricolor, which is a selection of mine, was Great White and Kazula 25. Jarson 2 is Orange Strawberry and Ananas Noir. Jarson 3, Mortgage Lifter, Orange Strawberry. Jarson 4, Malachite Box, Sakuka, Chudziak. Jarson 5, Cherokee Purple and Ananas Noir. I mean, these crosses are unbelievable. So I love these tomatoes. And I've talked about some before, but I've never talked about Jarson 16. And even the one, I'm going to talk about a few others afterwards that I have talked about before, but it's been like 2 years. So I thought it was time to talk about them again. So let's go back to my slideshow. There it is, Jarson 16. So I desperately wanted to grow this, and I ended up getting seeds. Lux Tomatoes had seeds for Jarson 16, or I don't think she sold them, but is it Natalia who owns it? Natalia, I forget. She sent me seeds. She didn't know what color they were. I really wanted to get a purple. I had seen pictures of a green when ripe and a yellow, but I'd never seen a purple. And so my tomato angel from Poland, she'd given us a couple. And so I knew I'd get a green, or thought I'd get a green and a yellow. And then I grew Lux tomatoes and I got the purple. So I got all of these colors this same year from this one cross, Cherokee Purple and Malachite Box. Isn't that the coolest? Super cool. But I must tell you, my favorite out of the 3 was, can anybody guess? Kina knows. I think Kina knows. The yellow. It's a yellow bicolor, and it was insane. So good. They were all good. This one we rated, excuse me, an 8.5 out of 10. I'm pretty sure my review of it is on my Instagram. So if you Google Jarson 16 yellow, you'll probably come up with my Instagram. You can see the Brix was a 7.6, which is pretty high for a beefsteak. So the purple, we rated it an 8 out of 10. The Brix was a 4.7. And the green when ripe, we rated an 8, and the Brix was a 5. So this one was much sweeter than the other 2, which pretty typical of bicolors. I loved this. What did we say about it? I talk about Polish breeder named Jarson, how I'm obsessed with them. This is my Instagram review. I talk all about the whole story I just gave you about wanting to grow all the colors. Indeterminate regular leaf plants produce tons of these golden bicolors from mid-season on. And then, that's right, I forgot about this. As the season progressed, they got more bicolor. They started off as more of a solid yellow, and they got more bicolor towards the end. Flavor was outstanding, as I would expect with these crosses. Lots of seed chambers, oodles of delicious seeds and goo. Almost all of the Jarsons I grew last season were winners, but this one was in my top tier of my favorites, a winner. So there you go. So I encourage you guys, if you've never grown a Jarson, or if you just want to find out more about them, join Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Check out our breeder resource sheet, and you will be blown away by some of these crosses. And put them in Seed Seeking Saturday. Vendors are starting to carry them more. You see Jarson 18 variant 3 a lot, and we have for a few years, but some of the other ones I've given seeds away. I know I'm going to show one in a minute that Jeff at Secret Seed Cartel is selling. That was one of my selections also, Jarson. I'm going to show you a couple others that I've loved over the years. This is the one. He doesn't have them in stock right now. Jarson 10 Tricolor was one of the best tomatoes I've had. I rated it a 9 out of 10. Look at the colors on this thing. The cross of this one is Ananas Noir and Kazula 37-4. Huge tricolor pieces of art. Brix was a 5 on this. So I've talked about that one before. This was also one of my favorites. This was kind of an unexpected one. Jarson 22. The cross was Coastrali and Ananas Noir. And you get these massive beefsteaks, and look at the Brix on that. 8.8 from these massive tomatoes. Really delicious. I've given out a lot of seeds for that. And then let me just show you a couple of the other Jarsons I've shown over the years. What is this? Oh, this must have been before I grew it. These are not my pictures. Whoops. Here it is. This is the Jarson 1 Tricolor I've grown. I think this is the first year I haven't grown it in like 3 or 4 years. I love this tomato. This is the one that's Great White and Kazula 25? I think so. I think that's it. Check the breeder resource. Well, I can check it right here. Great White and Kazula 25, yeah. Any others? I grew 2 different Jarson 7s. The cross of Jarson 7, oh, I've got it right on the thingy here. Kazula 25 and Malachi Box. So I grew 2 different plants, and I had 2 very different tomatoes. The one on the left I named Jarson 7 Fire. The one on the right, it was a Jarson 7 variant 1. I just gave it a tricolor name at the end of it. And then I gave seeds for the Jarson 7 Fire out, and I know Cordaro, Jenkins, and Ansel grew it, and it didn't look like my Jarson 7 Fire, so just proves my point. They're not necessarily stable. I think the Jarson 10 Tricolor is stable. I know my Jarson 1 Tricolor. It's not mine. I didn't breed it. I always say it's mine. It's not mine. But my selection is stable, it seems. So, but they're a lot of fun to grow and quite delicious. Oh, Sasha's growing Jarson 10 this year. Nice. What are my 3 favorite Jarsons? That's a good question. I would have to say Jarson 1 Tricolor, Jarson 10 Tricolor, and maybe Jarson 22, or that Jarson 16 Yellow. There weren't many that I didn't like. There was a year, last year was my Sophia year, where I grew 1 billion Sophias. The year before that was 1 billion Jarsons. I think I grew like 25 different Jarsons. And some of them, like 3 of them, like the Jarson 16. Laura says, wow, I do not have a single Jarson. Rowena loved Jarson 10 Tricolor. Nice. Nice. That looks amazing. Julia, have you grown any Jarsons? They're right up your alley. Amy grew the Jarson bicolor, or the yellow Jarson yellow bicolor. It was so good, wasn't it? Akina got a good bicolor out of that one too. I think that was the same variant, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you're still here, Kina. Now I have to check if I have Jarson 16 seeds. 6, 32, and 33 are the lost ones. Yeah, we got to get back on that. I need to ask our Jarson angel, Teresa. She was going to get her hands on one of them for last year, I think. All right. Any more Jarsons? There's the Jarson 7 1 Tricolor. Already showed that, I think. There's the Fire again. All right. Enough of Jarsons. I could talk about Jarsons all day. Here's a beauty. McClintock's Big Pink. I got my seeds from Old South Seeds. Not that easy to find information out there. Unfortunately, with Old South seeds, they're done selling for the year, by the way. I was speaking with Carol earlier. They're done. So their shop on Etsy says they're on vacation. They're going to be on a little bit of a longer vacation. So when they shut down their shop, all the information on their tomatoes and peppers, they grew a lot of great peppers too, can't be found any longer. So I've got all these Old South, these are just the tomatoes, never mind the peppers, that I haven't logged into my spreadsheet yet that I need to bug Carol for information on, unfortunately. And it's not by their choice. That's just the way Etsy does it. But she gave me this information today, McClintock's Big Pink. Oh, so I started to say I couldn't find photos. And before I got a hold of Carol, I was looking. Do you know, sometimes it's easier to find photos and information on American tomatoes in like Russia than it is here. You can find, if you Google McClintock's Big Pink right now, you'll find some information about it, like Seed Savers Exchange has it, Plants with Stories has the information, but find a photo. I did eventually find it at like mrpomodore.ru, and then Carol got back to me and sent me her photos, but it's crazy. It's kind of crazy. We need to change that, gang. We need to get these into circulation and share some photos. All right, McClintock's Big Pink is a treasured family heirloom from Pennsylvania's Mac and Emmeline McClintock. This variety boasts robust, healthy potato leaf vines and enormous, sweet and juicy pink beefsteak-type fruits. Weighing between 8 to 20 ounces, they're perfect for sandwiches and sharing. Enjoy moderate production, mid to late season, a true heirloom variety. That is the information from Old South Seeds. Anything else? Plants with Story says it's supposed to rival Brandywine in flavor, but be more productive. Very nice, they say. mrpomodore.ru says meaty, dense steaks, excellent flavor. And also, there is another variety called McClintock, which is a red. That is not McClintock's Big Pink. Are you growing the McClintock's Big Pink or regular McClintock's, Lisa? It does look delicious and sounds delicious. Yeah, I think you're right, Francis. I guess other countries are just like us. They're intrigued by tomatoes not in our own country. That's so true. So true. I've found that if you go back to the purchase screen in Etsy, you can pull up the listings even if the shop is closed. That's true. That's true. Susan says, beautiful slicer. That's a BLT tomato. It is. That pink is stunning. I know. I know. I'm growing one Jarson and one Kazula this year. Don't remember which ones. Yeah, you know, it's kind of unfortunate, I think, the things with the numbers, because I feel like they kind of get grouped in together and they're not celebrated for each individual tomato because they're very, very different and they're delicious. I wish they kind of had names. And same with Kazulas. There's great Kazulas out there, but they're all numbered. And it's like you kind of forget which one's which. I mean, I don't do that with Jarsons, Kazulas I do, but I know my Jarsons pretty well. But yeah, I wish they had names because I think they would be more popular, honestly. That's my opinion if they had names. Missy's growing McClintock's Big Pink, excited to try it. And Lisa's growing the Big Pink also. Nice, nice. All right. Next one. Oh, we forgot to do the trivia. You guys didn't remind me. All right, let's go back and do the trivia. All right, so this, bear with me. This is their new trivia feature, and I hope I get it right here. All right. I think this will be a relatively easy one, but we'll see. Here we go. Nope, wrong question. Oh, darn. Hang on. Let me see if I can get this. Trivia. Different question. All right, here's the question. What part of a tomato flower ultimately develops into the fruit? And I've got a photo here of the anatomy of a tomato flower. The ovary, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor on here. I wish I had a pointer. The ovary is letter A. Don't type in your answer yet because I have to tell you how to do it with this thingy. The sepals are here. You can see there, maybe if you can see my cursor. the anther cone, which is on the outside here, and the stigma, which is up here. So take a look. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Put your answer. Nobody wins anything from this, but it's just fun. So with this thing, to type your answer, you need to type in hashtag answer and then the letter that you're choosing. So hashtag answer. It says answer A there. You don't want to answer that unless you think that's the answer. So I'll give you guys a minute. We'll get those comments in, see what you guys are thinking. And then the other trivia tool I had gave you a time constraint. This one does not. I'll wait for you guys to put in. Seeing a lot of A's, answer A. Well, wouldn't you know it? Too easy. Everybody's answering A. Is it a trick question? No, it's not. It is the ovary. And you can see it if you ever pay close attention. Oh, you know what I can do? There's something I can do. It says show results. Oh, shoot. Hang on. Let me get rid of this. So, well, everybody's top. It shows I guess you can play with various questions and everybody can be in first place or whatever. That's interesting. Okay. Hang on. Let me get rid of this. All right, there we go. Oh, did I get rid of the... Oh, I did get rid of my little picture. Get back my picture. I was proud of my little picture. I had to search for just the right picture. Here we go. If you've ever looked at the anatomy of a tomato flower when you're growing it, and especially if you've bred tomatoes because you're paying close attention to the stigma and the pistil and the anther cone and all of that stuff, but you're watching that ovary. You're watching that ovary when the tomato develops, and inside the ovary are these little, if you ever cut it open, there's ovules, which become the seeds of the tomato. So you guys are too smart. This was an easy one, but lots of fun. All right, so that worked out sort of well. I couldn't change this you had to type in hashtag answer, and I couldn't just say answer with your letter. It had to be answer. We'll do. Maybe I'll go back to the other one. But that was fun. Congratulations, everybody. You're all in first place. I don't think anybody answered anything else. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so I saw a comment a couple weeks ago in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. Please join us if you're not a member. The person seemed, I don't know if angry is the right word, but he was kind of talking about hybrids and how we look down on hybrids in the group, which is not true at all. Couldn't be further from the truth. I think a lot of the excitement over open pollinated varieties is that we can save the seeds and grow the seeds again, and they will become the same tomato. We can save the seeds, we can trade the seeds with each other all over the world. And so that's really exciting. Hybrids, you can't really do that with. You need to order the seeds each time, or maybe you can get a seed envelope of the hybrid. Did I get rid of that thing? Yeah, I did. And maybe you get a couple years out of it, but you can't save seeds from a hybrid, grow it again, and get the same variety. But there's some wonderful hybrids out there. And so, if we come across as snobby and against hybrids, that's not the truth. As a matter of fact, Kina tried to get started last year a game on, I think, Wednesdays called Haggling Hybrids, where people got their, traded hybrid seeds, and it did okay, but people weren't really interested. So I don't ever want me to come across as not loving hybrids, or the group for that matter. So I thought I would show a couple hybrids today. One I've grown several times, one I have not. First one is Purple Zebra F1. This is an All-American selection from 2002. Right, Tana, good point. Why sun gold is still most favorite, and it's expensive. The hybrid seeds are expensive because they go into a lab and all their goodness is produced in these seeds. Usually you spend much more for these seeds and you only get a few in the package. But you know what you're getting, and oftentimes, especially in certain climates that maybe open pollinated or heirloom varieties don't do well for you, sometimes hybrids are the answer in tricky climates, and there's very good reason for them. Larissa, I bought hybrid super sweet in store and it was terrible tomatoes. Not sure if I've heard of super sweet. That's too bad. Okay, Purple Zebra. I said it's an All-American Selections National winner of 2022. I think Achille is growing Bada Bing. I talked about this on my show a couple months ago. That's another hybrid that's an All-American Selections winner that's supposed to be really good. I'm not growing it this year, but I hope that some of you are so I can hear how it is. Indeterminate, 80 to 85 days. Fruits are rich with complex flavors and moderately firm texture. Dark red fruits with green stripes and a deep mahogany red interior. Superb flavor. Excellent disease resistance, including late blight. That came from the Victory Seeds is where I got my seeds for Purple Zebra. And I'm giving away seeds for this to 2 people today, including the next hybrid I'm going to be talking about too. So make sure you type in #tomato. What else? The All-American Selections website says it's a fun new addition to striped tomatoes, producing tomatoes that are rich with complex flavors and a moderately firm texture. Taste is sweet and acidic, leaning to sweet. Overall, this tomato has a better taste and thinner skin than the comparisons, with excellent disease resistance. Judges in the know say this is a very marketable fruit for farmers market growers. That's another thing. A lot of hybrids are created for market growers in mind. Fred Hempel created Benevento Marmo. Great tomato. It is a hybrid, but they withhold transport really well. So there's definitely a great place in the market, in the tomato world, for hybrids. So I don't think anybody on this show would ever think I'm against hybrids, but the person in the group clearly was quite defensive out of nowhere. So I wanted to clarify that. The next one is one of my favorite tomatoes, and it's called Little Napoli. This is a stock photo from Victory Seeds. This next one, these are my photos. I love this one so much. As a matter of fact, I dehybridized it years ago. And it has, believe me, dehybridizing a hybrid is not as easy as you think. I did not get anything like Little Napoli, but I still have a short plant with great tasting tomatoes. They're not Romas. They're round little beefsteaks, and they're delicious. I can grow them inside. They're about I forget if they're F7 or F8 right now. I should really grow that again this year. I need to get that truly stabilized. I know Heidi Dolan grew it for me last year. But anyway, this is what the plant looks like, loaded with Roma fruits, and they are delicious. Early to ripen, I normally get ripe fruits by the 4th of July. The 4th of July weekend, so even before that. And I'm not normally a Roma tomato huge fan, but these are delicious. I get phyllo dough, and I layer it and put vegan butter in between the layers. And then I slice these Little Napoli tomatoes on top of it, drizzle a little bit of vegan liquid mozzarella on it. I'm sure to those of you that are not vegan, it probably sounds awful, but it's so delicious. Put some Parmesan on top, drizzle with extra virgin olive oil and aged balsamic. Oh, to die for. This is a great tomato. If you've never grown Little Napoli, you're missing out. The plants don't get any taller than maybe 28 inches tops, really more like 24. So good. And it used to be kind of tricky to find seeds for it. It's no longer tricky. You can find these at Victory Seeds. I think my seeds are from Urban Farmer, but You know, the first time I ever had it was from, as a matter of fact, years ago. Rob and I got a plant from Home Depot. They carry Little Napoli. And so I encourage you, if you're looking for a great like plant to put on your deck or something and you want early tomatoes that taste amazing, Little Napoli. As you can see, I kind of have my colored basil on slices there. That's from a couple of years ago. Yeah, Greg, you do have to get seeds for that. Trust me on this one. You guys will love it. All right, next one. How are we doing on time here? We're doing good. Kentucky Cabin. This is available at Secret Seed Cartel. This was developed by Gary Millwood of the United States. Let me get you the link to Kentucky Cabin at Secret Seed Cartel. Don't forget to put in TLC 20 if you're placing an order from Secret Seed Cartel. You get 20% off. Here's the link. I just put in the comments. Oh, Emily James Taylor likes Little Napoli. Fantastic. Great. And Francis is growing it now. Nice, nice. My husband loves Romas. You know what the other good thing about Little Napoli is? A lot of Romas are very susceptible to blossom end rot. Little Napoli, I've never seen one develop blossom end rot. So if you like Romas, try this. You will love it. I promise you, you will love it. I kind of forget about it, to be honest with you. I didn't grow it last year. I really need to get... So I don't think I said, so my dehybridized version, I named Little Napoleon. Because once you dehybridize something, I don't care what people say, it's never the same tomato. It's just not. So I couldn't call it dehybridized Little Napoli because it looks nothing like Little Napoli. That's a personal preference thing. I know some people say it's dehybridized this and that, but I just don't think it's ever the same tomato once you dehybridize it. Personal thing, not Godspeak at all, just a personal thing. All right, Kentucky Cabin. Another find. This is from Secret Seed Cartel, and this was written when it was owned by Terry. So this says another find from my late gardening friend, excuse me, Gary Millwood in 2009. It comes from the Childers family in Henry County, Kentucky. Large, light yellow tomato with 10 plus taste. Fruity, fresh, clean flavor with solid, meaty slices. A definite BLT tomato, a yellow tomato lover's dream. Anybody grown Kentucky Cabin? Oh, Nisha's growing Little Napoli as well. Nice, nice. No, Napoli Pace is different. It's different. That, I think, is an open pollinated variety. You definitely want Little Napoli F1. I don't know that they're related. There is a sister plant to Little Napoli, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. It's called Little Sicily. And I think it's a trilogy, actually. There's Little Sicily, Little Napoli, and Little Bing, I think. They're part of like the same series. Little Sicily, I think, is just the round version of Little Napoli. I heard that years ago. I'm not positive that's true. I haven't grown it. But Little Napoli's the bomb, I promise you. Anybody grown Kentucky Cabin? All right, Missy did. Grew Kentucky Cabin last year. Mr. Millwood was well known in the community. Yes. Nice tomato, mild, juicy tomato, very meaty, late blooming for me. Good to know. Thanks, Missy. All right. Kentucky Cabin is a must grow. Nice. Juliet is prolific. The clones take well and produce in no time. Yeah, that's the other thing with F1s. If you have the time, you can take clones from it and keep producing more plants. Amanda, I've grown Little Napoli F1 and it performed well in our short season. Yeah, I think it would. I've been able to get a couple generations, 2 generations out of a summer with Little Napoli, which is nice. All right, next one is another one you can find at Secret Seed Cartel, as it turns out. Très Belle de Dordogne, maybe, from France. Tomato Faifu says family heirloom from the Dordogne, France. Red fruit weighing 300 to 750 grams. Round beefsteak slightly flattened at the poles, ribbed at the top, and with more or less rounded shoulders. Dense. A lot of the things I read from Tomato Faifu, it sounds like they just write the same thing over and over. Flattened at the poles, ribbed at the top. But I do appreciate, even though I'm not a fan of them right now as far as ordering, I really appreciate the information that they put out. I've got to give them credit for that. Often they're the only resource I have on a particular variety. So thank you, Tomato Faifu, for that. Just have awful customer service these days, I will tell you that. I digress again. Vigorous plant with great development, dense, juicy beef flesh, strong old-fashioned tomato flavor, high regular production from mid-season, good uniformity of fruit size. Let me get you the link to get this at Secret Seed Cartel also. Didn't even plan this. Like, I didn't set out to do a Secret Seed Cartel episode, but as it turns out, he's got this one too. Bam. Hooray. Just like it's not a good idea to go shopping when you're hungry, it's also not a good idea to shop when you're craving tomatoes. Yeah, especially if I'm like describing how I made the little Napoli and drizzling with the olive oil and the balsamic and all that. If you've never spent the money to get a real aged balsamic, it is a little pricey. And I'm not talking about the drizzle that's just like thickened balsamic. Get real aged balsamic. It will change your life. I promise you it will change your life. And my favorite olive oil, I've tried them from all over the world, Italy and all that. It comes from Brooklyn, New York. It's Frankie's 457. Delicious olive oil, extra virgin. If you like heavy olive flavored olive oils like I do, Frankie's 457. It's in like a can. Fantastic. I've stopped even trying it other places. All right, Tre Belle de Dordogne. Anybody grow this one? Hi, Rach, just Rach. Eric Olson, two of my favorites of 2025 were Little Napoli and Juliet, both F1. So you see, gang, we like hybrids too. Hi, Tiffany. Late, but we'll watch the replay. Nice. I start shopping for one tomato mentioned on the show, and $50 later, ... Yep. We have 130 live viewers right now. If you're just tuning in, make sure you type in hashtag tomato. I have two more tomatoes to talk about, and then I'll do the drawing. Really glad you're here if it's your first time watching. Hope you're having a good time. I know I've gotten some new subscribers to the channel, so happy to have you here. Make sure you join our community at Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap. We have a lot of fun. It's a great escape from life for a while, just like these shows are. All right, let's get back to our tomatoes. Code for the discount at Secret Seed Cartel is TLC20. Here's the thing here. Nope, wrong one, sorry. That was Inspired Garden Life where I get my shirts. They have TLC20 also, so if you're looking for shirts, you can use that. I think next week they'll be sponsoring the show. First of the month, they always do. 20% off at Secret Seed Cartel with code TLC20, secretseedcartel.com. They've been a favorite vendor of mine for a couple years now, and now that Jeff's taken it over, I love it just as much. Really, they take great pride. Their pictures are wonderful. Their descriptions are wonderful. What is my head crooked? My ears crooked? What? I can't get this. At least it's hiding my hair. I'm finally getting my hair done on Tuesday. Thank goodness. Tuesday morning. I was letting it grow out, but the grays are coming out in droves, and it's making me crazy. All right. Back to tomatoes. Did I already talk about this one? Yes, I did. Okay. Next one I got from Old South Seeds also. Little Miss Dixie Orange. This was developed by Marianne Jones. Selection from her garden. There is a Little Miss Dixie yellow as well, I think, and a regular Little Miss Dixie. This Old South Seeds has Little Miss Dixie orange. And look at the coloring on this. Look at the interior and with the exterior. I mean, it's just beautiful. Carol told me that there were so many on the plant that her neighbors didn't even want them anymore. She said Little Miss Dixie Orange is a very strong, regular leaf, indeterminate vine. Huge production of 4 to 7 ounce deep yellow orange fruit. Sweet and fruity. This is one I finally quit picking because it was such a heavy producer. That's a lot of tomatoes. When you finally give up and stop picking, that's a heavy producer. Great for fresh eating and salad sandwiches, delicious in salads. This was a Marianne Jones selection from her garden, mid-season until frost. Beautiful fruit. Anybody grown Little Miss Dixie orange, or is anybody growing it this year? Oh my gosh, does this sound good? I actually have a baking recipe for port wine cupcakes that calls for aged balsamic vinegar in the ganache topping. Oh my word, that sounds incredible. Sounds orgasmic. Oh my God. Wow, what a combo. Caramelized balsamic is a game changer in salads. Think you're talking, yes, I know what you're talking about. That's kind of the drizzle. We have that here as well. Try real aged balsamic. It's thick like that. If you can get a good aged one, you'll spend a bit of money, but I use that in salads. If you get like really aged, it'll drizzle just like the caramelized. It's delicious. All right. I know, Akil, you're right. I haven't sang once today, have I? Weird. Yesterday I sang a lot, and today nothing has brought me out into song, had me break out into song. Weird. Not a single one. I need more Bill Yoder tomatoes to talk about. Um, okay. Nobody's grown Little Miss Dixie orange. Nobody growing it. All right. Glaze. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. The glaze. Yeah. I think it's caramelized and thickened with flour, if I'm not mistaken, and it's good. But try aged balsamic. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I get mine. Maybe if I think about it next show, I'll bring down the brand I like. It's called, you know what? I can probably bring up the link on Amazon because I order it a lot in the summertime. It's not one of the most expensive ones at all, but it's really good. Here we go. Let me show you. Let me take that down, remove from scene, yes. I'll share the link too. This is it. Yeah, see, it's not cheap, but oh my God, is it good? And yes, unfortunately, it comes with this wooden gift box. I wish there was an option to not get it with a wooden gift box because I actually use them for storing seeds, but I have so many of them now. Let me get you the link if I can. Get link. Splurge, make it an early birthday or Christmas gift to yourself. You will thank yourself. All right, I'll put this in the comments. There you go. Did I show it? No, I didn't show it. I don't think I did. This is it. Here, let me cut this down so we can see it closely. This is it. Oh my God, it's the stuff of nectar of the gods. Nectar of the gods. Trust me. And let me show you the olive oil I like. This one I know you can get in Whole Foods. I think it's a little cheaper on Amazon. I go through a lot of this all year round. Am I showing it? Yep. Frankie's 457. Look, oh my God, look at that. Purchased 117 times. We use a lot of olive oil. That's insane. I don't even want to think of what that comes out to. We use it more in the summer, but I do use it for cooking just about every night. Drizzled on my sourdough. Good. All right, let's talk about one more tomato, shall we? Okay, not the right slideshow. Where's my slideshow? Here we go. Little Miss Dixie Orange. Another one without a song, Akeelia. Moonshiner's Ball. This is an exclusive to Secret Seed Cartel. And it was discovered by Terry from France, who was the previous owner, Moonshiner's Ball. She says, "This is one of my prides and joys, the sister to La Vie and Rose. This cross came out of my garden from Claude Brown's Yellow Giant and an unknown pink. I spent years growing it to a stable variety. Huge yellow beefsteaks, very meaty, has a mild, fresh, clean taste, a good one for those that don't like strong tomato taste or want a more mild acidic experience. A Secret Seed Cartel original tomato, just like Nano's Meatball Dwarf, by the way. For those of you Nano's fans, that was a Secret Seed Cartel original also. One of the best tomatoes I've ever had, and I'm growing it again this year, third year in a row. Indeterminate, regular leaf, mid to late season. Let me get you the link to add this to your cart. Do I have it? Yeah. All right. Anybody grown this one, Moonshiner's Ball? I could sing Moon Shadow by Cat Stevens now, Akeelia. I mean, it's not Moonshiners, but it's Moon Shadow. I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. How's that? I finally sang. No better olive oil than Portugal olive oil. You should talk to your friend Nuno. Nuno, knock, knock, knock. Julia says, Moonshiner's Ball is good, but milder yellow. I grew it last year. Okay, that's good to know. I have a small bottle of 18-year age balsamic that my son brought me back as a gift from Italy. Yum. We have it. When we were in Italy, Rob and I went to Italy for our 30th anniversary. How long ago was it? 3 years ago. A little over 3 years ago. And we went with a tour group, and one of the stops was at a wine tasting at a winery. I don't drink any longer. I am a recovering alcoholic of 13 years and very proud of it. Rob drinks a little bit, but not really at home. So we couldn't skip the trip. So we went because it was one of those things, like it was an all-day thing. But they did have an olive oil and balsamic tasting also there. I did buy some aged balsamic from there that we use sparingly too, because that's a smaller bottle, but that's also very good. So he had a great time with the wine tasting, as did the rest of our tour, and I just indulged in the olive oil and balsamic and had a good old time. I know, I love that song too. I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. Oh, your Nanos has true leaves. If you haven't grown it before, you are in for a treat. Thank you, Rach Just Rach. 13 years. It is, other than my kids and my husband, it's my biggest, the biggest pride in my life, for sure. Nuno, don't tease me. We have the best olive oil in my region. I bet you do. Heidi says, I don't drink, and to this day, the winery tour I took was one of my faves. You know, it was fun on the winery tours watching everybody get loaded. I mean, they weren't getting loaded, but they're doing wine tasting. So they start off as like, everybody's tired, we've been traveling all day, and then they get all happy and they're like dancing and stuff. Honestly, as a sober person, I quite enjoy being at weddings and stuff where I watch everybody else have a good time. I'm just proud to be sober. Really proud to be sober. My problem didn't last a long time, but it got really bad. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I am proud. Thank you. All right. That is it, gang. That is 17 varieties we talked about today in just a little under 2 hours. And let's give away some prizes. Let's see. So we have our friend Gosha Kalika from Belgium. Did you say Belgium? I don't think it's Belgium. I'm sorry, Gosha. 2 Italian goodie envelopes. Original Italian seeds of tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and basilicums. So thank you. Thank you, Sasha. I appreciate that. Be proud of yourself. I'm happy for you. Plus, you're a cheaper date now. I sure am. That's for sure. Oh, how big does the plant get of moonshiners? Let me see. No, I got to scroll all the way back down here. I don't think it says. Nope, it doesn't say from Secret Seed Cartel, but maybe someone who's grown it can answer that for you. All right. I'm watching the spider crawl across the floor. This is what I miss having a dog. Rory wouldn't be bothered, even if she was feeling good, she wouldn't be bothered with a spider. I'm the only person in my house who gets rid of spiders. Okay, so Gosha is giving away, again, 2 Italian Goodie envelopes. Now's your last chance to get in hashtag tomato. If you, I'm going to type in her name. If you win, please contact her directly. And you can private message her. She is in the Facebook group. She's there. And if you're not in Facebook or on Facebook and you're just on YouTube, you can email me. I should put up my email address too then. All right, there's her. I'll do mine in a minute. Let's see who wins this. These wonderful Italian prizes for us. Akelia. Congratulations, Akelia. And number 2. Oh, the sun's going down. Maybe I can get out there really quickly. Maybe I can do a little bit in the dark. Morgan Cole 193. Congratulations, Morgan. You guys can contact Gosha directly. Next one, Teresa Begin is giving away 3 prizes today. The first 2 are a gift package of Captain Lucky True Colors Jarson 10 Tricolor, which was not even planned, Teresa. Girl's Weird Thing, Pink Berkeley Tie-Dye Heart, and Marina's Praise. Thank you for that. And those go to... followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. If I ever lose my legs. Where's my Cachula? Congratulations. You can contact Teresa. And next one, I think that's Cheryl Caputo, if I'm not mistaken, right, Cheryl? And I won't beg if I ever lose my legs. Mary Elf, F6M, congratulations. You can contact Teresa. I won't have to talk no more. All right. And next one from Teresa is 1 prize, 5 to 6 varieties of micros. So for those of you looking to get into micro dwarfs, now's your chance. And that goes to... I won't have to talk no more. If I ever lose my legs. Pam, congratulations, Pam. You can reach out to Teresa Begin. And congratulations to all the winners. Thank you to those who gave prizes away. Much appreciated. And thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're tuning in late, we're not done for the week because tomorrow we have Jen Joy's new show. 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square. We're going to have tons of fun. Jen's going to talk to us about all things gardening. And we will be her wonderful gardening community, and we will ring in her inaugural show. And I will be proud to see my friend finally doing the show she's wanted to do for so long. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at Jen's show, but from me, you'll see me again next week, Wednesday for my Grow List show and Thursday for this show. And I love you all. Thanks for making the last 2 hours super special. Peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes and order some tomatoes from Secret Seed Cartel and order the balsamic. Do yourself a favor, order the balsamic. It's really good. Bye, everybody. See you next week. No. All right, no music. I'll do